Uh-oh, can you guys hear me now? My mic was glitching there. Can you guys hear me now? Hopefully you can. Let me know, guys, if the audio is on. I'm not going to start. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I just had to adjust my mic there. Sorry about that. Anyway, let me start over. So what I was saying about these two decks, I ended up using them for the Twitch live stream yesterday, and there were some pretty interesting scenarios that came through, and I was just guided to pull from these again. And I was just drawn to a whole bunch of different decks for this particular live stream. So let's see what pops up for the collective, and hopefully there's something there that makes sense for you and your scenario. All right, so this one focused on the divine masculine, and this particular deck focused on the feminine. So let's do that energy check-in. All right, and thank you guys, everybody that has requested a personal mini reading. We'll certainly get to those requests in the order that we received them. So thank you very much. All right, so let's begin. So starting with the masculine. All right, here we go. So what is the divine masculine energy looking like? Your past love is returning. Look at this. That exact same card came through yesterday as well. Let's see what else from the masculine. What else do we need to know? They dream about you, and maybe you're dreaming about them as well, divine feminine. Letting go and moving on. So if this is your past love, maybe you guys decided to go your separate ways for whatever reason, but now they might have some regrets, which is why they're still thinking about you, dreaming about you, which could be an indication that they actually have not moved on at all. So let's see what else. Take this one if it makes sense for your situation, because that won't apply to everybody. There could have been a third-party situation that the masculine got themselves involved with, and that could have created some issues there. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot to see what else we can learn about this. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on the divine masculine. We're starting off with the Wheel of Fortune. So they want to be able to create change here between the two of you. And they're hoping perhaps that by coming back together, things will be a lot different than how they were. Divine feminine, look at this. We've got the Queen of Swords. That is followed by the Empress. And now we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So this could have been a masculine that had many choices, multiple possibilities in their romantic life, but I feel there's only one feminine that stands out amongst the rest, but they did something here to create a very difficult, complicated situation, and we see that right there with that third-party reference. And we see two queen energies, and then we see the Empress. So the feminine coming through as a very empowered energy, and you weren't going to be putting up with your masculine putting you second or just treating you like an option. And I feel, my feminines, you might have decided to end things, and they're hoping perhaps for you to return and for this to turn around. We do have the Death card, so it came to an end. That's very clearly indicated here. Otherwise, this would not be a past love situation. And we also see, oh, look at this. I grabbed two cards. So this one first, Two of Swords, and then the Eight of Cups. Wow. So it seems to be at this stalemate situation because someone walked away. Either they did to get themselves mixed up in some third-party drama, or maybe Divine Feminine, you decided to walk away because they were unable to commit to you. Some of you guys could have been married. Some of you could have already had a family together. We see the maternal influence not only from the Empress, but the Queen of Pentacles also. And with part of you coming in with the energy of the Queen of Swords as well, more than likely you ended things and you weren't going to be putting up with this situation where they just couldn't show up for you or treat you right. And then we have the Five of Wands. Look at that. And if you look at the image here, we've got a lot of people. There are other people. There's competition here. So that created animosity and maybe disagreements between you and your partner. It's rivalry. You guys are on opposite ends here, not seeing eye to eye about a situation. Six of Swords. Moving forward, moving on, walking away, creating perhaps a pause here where it just couldn't go any further. And this is clarifying. Look at this, Seven of Swords. That's followed by the Ten of Swords. So it's a very painful situation that came to an end. It was a painful breakup. And maybe Divine Feminine, if you relate to this, you feel backstabbed by your masculine. You couldn't trust them. More than likely, they hurt you. They broke your heart because they were either lying or keeping secrets here. Look at this. Three of Swords. I mean, the heartbreak. Possibly because of the love triangle. We see that. Love triangle, third parties. It's coming through very loudly here. So if that's not your particular situation, it's just not pertaining to your story, but it's coming through for somebody. If it wasn't a third party, it still ended up hurting you tremendously, I feel. And we have a masculine who still feels attached to you. You know, maybe they did decide to let go and move on. But once they did that, and maybe realizing that the situation they moved on to wasn't what they wanted after all, and it ended up that you were the one that got away. And, you know, again, going back to this, moving on, the Six of Swords is about moving on, leaving something behind. So that could be you as well, Divine Feminine. Look at that, Six of Cups. So they think about you. We see that. They're dreaming about you. They're focused on those memories. They are feeling nostalgic. And there's a part of the masculine's heart space that's still focused on wanting to bring this back together. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the feminine energy, and we'll see if any of these messages come through from the feminine standpoint, because each deck has the exact same messages. It's just that one represents the masculine, the other one represents the feminine. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at the feminine energy. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on the Divine Feminine for the collective. What are those messages? Ooh, look at this. Children could be in the mix. So going back to what we've already seen. So remember, Queen of Pentacles as well as the Empress. They both represent possible maternal figures, children, family. So if that makes sense for you guys, maybe there's a reason why that's being acknowledged on behalf of the feminine's message. You're both dreaming about each other. Okay. It's coming through here from both the feminine and the masculine side. So if you've ever wondered, you know, do they even think about me? Do I cross their mind? Clearly you do. Okay. We have true love. Bottom of the deck, it is clarification, perhaps, Divine Feminine, that your masculine loves you, even though something challenging might have happened here between the two of you. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify and see what else we can learn when it comes to the two of you here. All right, here we go. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on the collective. What do we need to know? Focusing now on the feminine. What do we need to know? Look at this. So we've got the lovers coming through. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. You could have Gemini in your chart. Soulmates, chemistry, attraction, the love. We see that here. True love. So I feel in your heart of hearts, Divine Feminine, you have so much love for your masculine. You have love for family, your partner, your children, if that is a part of the situation. All right, let's see what else. Here's our death card. All right, so this is a relationship that more than likely is at a distance right now. This time apart was much needed, I feel. You could be dealing with a Scorpio as well. So this is a transition that is much needed in order for the family dynamic to be a lot stronger, or to find its way back together, or even two people that needed to create change individually in order to come together and be a much stronger couple as well. We do have the Ace of Wands, so this does represent good news. We also have another 6, a great positive energy with the 6 of Wands. We see victory right there. So this can even pertain to other parts of your life, Divine Feminine, not just necessarily your love life. Maybe your career is going well. Maybe one situation had to end in order for you to thrive in other parts of your life, you know? So you could also be receiving this good news, not necessarily from a romantic partner, although that could be the case, but this good news can come from so many different directions and scenarios. Look at this. And now we've got the Ace of Swords. I feel on behalf of my feminines, you're able to think a lot clearer now about your romantic partnership, what happened, what it is that you're wanting in your life. You're focused on the future that you can build for yourself, for your family, for your children. And this is what you're wanting to manifest for yourself, that happy relationship. And again, we are seeing a very happy connection, but it could also involve children, as we see right here. Children could be in the mix. 10 of Cups could be picking up off of that energy as well. Joy and fulfillment and contentment, and it includes that. Marriage, starting a family, blending families. Look at this, Ace of Pentacles. You've got aces coming through here, Divine Feminine. So I feel your love life, yes, that's going to be looking up, I feel. But it also is coming through with career advancements, new beginnings in that area as well, and better opportunities for your finances. So you have what it takes to be able to find this true love, to be able to revive this true love. And I'm feeling that since we've got the Lovers card right here, this is a card of choice for the feminine. So I feel it's your call, Divine Feminine, whether or not this masculine has the opportunity to return. Even though we clearly see from their end that they want you to return, you know, they want you, the past love, to return. They're dreaming about you, you're dreaming about them. But here's the choice card, okay? And they're wanting to be able to be that choice that you make so that they can return. I don't think it can happen unless you decide that that's what you want, okay? Let's see what else. Oh yes, this is much needed. Three of Pentacles, teamwork, because without that, you guys might as well be single, you know, and apart, because without the teamwork, without working together on the relationship, then there is no unity there. We also have the King of Cups representing the masculine. Some of you could be dealing with a masculine water sign, could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. We're already seeing Scorpio with the Death card. Okay. We do have the Five of Cups. I mean, look at the energy. It's difficult. You know, fives typically are. So they feel that sense of loss, Divine Feminine. And you certainly could have gone through that also when you and your masculine broke up and you guys went your separate ways. We clearly see right now we are at a stalemate. All right, so we can't ignore that one because it's coming through very clearly. That's the second time that we are seeing the Two of Swords. So stalemate, stagnancy, it's not moving. Maybe there's no contact, no communication right now, but you guys are clearly thinking about each other. And I feel, though, from my feminines, you're not exactly putting life on hold, waiting for things to happen with your masculine. You're out there living. You're out there living your best life, as you should. As you should. The Fool. Okay. So you're making things happen in your life, Divine Feminine, or at least you have the capability to do that. You're not afraid to take risks when it comes to you manifesting what you desire, what it is that you want. And you're not going to allow somebody who hurt you to hold you back, especially if they're not willing to put in the effort that's necessary to make it happen. Because clearly, with this Three of Swords, look at this. There's the heartbreak, possibly the third party, and this is what's after it, Six of Swords. So you really want to move on and heal from this type of pain that you have endured. And whether that's with this person or not, I feel you can find contentment and happiness in your life regardless. So if you're wanting a second chance, I feel it's your call for that to happen. But if it doesn't present itself when it comes to this particular scenario and this person, I feel you're going to be okay regardless. Because what you're requiring from your ideal mate is this Six of Pentacles, where you guys are both on board. You're not, you know, putting in effort individually, meaning that it's got to be 50-50. Both of you are on the same page rather than one person putting in more work than the other. Let's see what else. Nine of Cups. Ace of Cups. Okay, so for some of my feminines, there's the possibility of new love coming in. If you're not interested in reviving or reconnecting with an ex-partner, somebody who hurt you and got you mixed up in that third party. So if you're really not into that, you don't have to be, of course, because I feel, again, with the Lovers card, it's up to you who represents that. It's your choice. It's your decision. Whatever it is this wish is, you can command that outcome. You have control over what happens there. And then we've got the Magician. Beautiful energies, and then followed by the Wheel of Fortune. I feel, especially for the feminines, you've got a lot of good karma surrounding you right now, and you are in a position to manifest love. You are in a position to manifest maybe a new job, if that's something that you're hoping for, or better opportunities in other areas of your life. So this is a very nice energy presenting itself for the feminine. All right, but we do see that you're both thinking about each other. This card came through for both the masculine and the feminine. So that was really interesting. All right, guys, so let's move on and take a look at some other messages for the collective. All right, here we go. So this one is the relationship design cards. This one's by Sister Moon Tarot. I've used this one a few times. It's such a great deck. All right, let's see what else is going on. Look at this. Here we are with magic. After we just saw the magician, out of this world, unbelievable miracles. And for some of you, perhaps it will take a miracle to be able to fix a situation with someone. But we clearly see somebody's got regrets, taking a look back, you know, the mistakes they've made. Maybe they want to apologize. So this person could come back to do just that. This could be why they want to apologize, because there was a betrayal, dishonest, disloyal, broken, which makes sense. We've seen the Death card twice. We've seen the Three of Swords, which is a very painful experience. Okay, so there's a reason why that is coming through twice, and why some of you might have decided to walk away because it was just too painful. Look at the next card. We've got complicated. And I know some of you guys relate to that because it really was a very complicated situation, especially if you still had so much love for this person, but they clearly hurt you with this betrayal. If it wasn't that, then it was something else that broke your heart. It doesn't always have to be infidelity, but if it was, that one hurt tremendously. Okay, bottom of the deck, we've got loss, grieving, processing, and letting go. So going back to what we've seen, remember this card from the masculine, letting go and moving on. Maybe they're struggling to actually do that, which is why it is coming through as something so incredibly complicated. I couldn't help but notice the next card. We've got gone. Distance, the door is closed. Okay, they left, or maybe you left, you walked away, perhaps. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm guided to pull from this Issues deck by Fire Witch Tarot. All right, so let's couple that up with what's come through here to give us a more complete indication of what happened. Why did this break up? What happened here? Angels and spirit guides, please, for the collective. What else do we need to know, please? No sex, little to no sex. And maybe for those of you that relate to that, part of this complication is you found out maybe that your partner was cheating on you, and so you could have either lost interest or you just didn't want to be intimate with this person, knowing that they're throwing their energies and those intimate moments into a different connection with somebody else, you know? So take that if it makes sense. That's a part of their regret, I feel. They know that they screwed up. They know that they made mistakes. And now I feel they regret it big time because they're thinking about you. We do see that through the energy here. They've got wandering eyes, big flirt, offensive behavior, insensitive. They're regrets. Yep. They know that they were a jerk back then. They weren't very nice. They did things that were hurtful. Yeah. We've got silent treatment, not talking for days, ignoring and giving cold shoulder. Well, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Especially if we find out someone's being dishonest. If there were trust issues in the relationship, we see the disloyalty and why things might have really blown up and you guys went your separate ways or had lots of arguments about this. Let's grab one more and then we'll clarify with some tarot here. Extreme jealousy, insecurity, triggers, highly possessive, feels threatened easily. Okay, so if you were dealing with somebody like that, that could have been flattering for about 5 seconds and then it just got really annoying, maybe. Yeah, we see layered, complex, puzzle, very complicated. Okay, so maybe if you relate to this, you guys aren't speaking, you're not talking right now. Maybe it is the fact that you're giving them a cold shoulder. They might also be checking you out from a distance or maybe keeping an eye on you, perhaps on social media. If you've moved on to somebody else, maybe that's where the jealousy is coming from. Or you could have also been jealous if they got you mixed up in third parties and they were spending time with somebody else. Okay, so let's clarify. Let's take a look and see what else we can learn here. Complicated, for sure. Here's the moon. Some of you guys could be dealing with Pisces. So this right here, it's deception. It's clarification that they were probably hiding things from you. They could have been interested in somebody else, but they were too much of a coward maybe to just fess up to what was going on. Look at this. We've got the Six of Swords again. So that is telling us that you probably left this person, that you couldn't trust them anymore, and now they're left with all of these regrets, knowing that they made all of these mistakes. They ruined a good thing here. They could also be single at this point in time. If there was a third party, maybe that's a done deal, and maybe part of the reason why they're thinking about you so much is because they're single and wondering, you know, what could have been, what would have been if I didn't do A, B, or C. Seven of Swords. Do we see this? Like betrayal, deception, cheating. Okay, so here's the betrayal, dishonesty. And again, that's not everyone's story, but it is popping up here, guys. So I feel they are dealing with some karma. Ten of Cups. Maybe they got themselves mixed up with somebody who was married and already had children. It could also be that part of wanting to bring this magic back is to have this happily ever after experience with you. This makes sense too with that Eight of Swords because they can't stop thinking about it. You know, this is a feeling of imprisonment in the mind. They can't stop thinking about it, you know, wondering, is this even possible, or is this just wishful thinking on their part, you know? They're struggling to let go of the idea, I feel. Here's another one of their mistakes. Three of Pentacles. They had the opportunity to really build an amazing partnership with you, but they more than likely didn't do that. And look at the next card. We've got the Tower. Yeah, the foundation was lost, and they know that now. Here's our Judgment. Yeah, this is life teaching them a lesson. It could have been years later, but it's finally teaching them a lesson, and they now look at the past and how they really messed up. They think about you. They want to reach out. Would it be the ideal thing for them to do? Maybe not for everybody, especially if, let's say, you're married at this point, you're in a much better position in your life, or you wouldn't be interested in reconnecting with somebody who hurt you in this way. Could be so many things, but there's the possibility that someone from your past still wants you to return somehow so that you guys can interact. I feel there is this need to speak with you somehow. Hi, Coya, welcome. Yeah, so this could be the communication that's coming in, or at least their desire to talk to you. Here's our Lovers card. Look how interesting this gets, guys. Lovers, followed by the Eight of Cups, which is our leaving it behind and walking away card. Okay, so somebody made that choice to detach and to leave it behind. Maybe it was the feminine, or it could have been a masculine who decided, you know what, I'm better off you know, looking elsewhere for other options, or the grass is greener on the other side type thing, and walking away from what was a good situation, thinking they could find better, but maybe ultimately didn't find that. Five of Cups, look at the energy, okay? Grief, loneliness, those old wounds that maybe they haven't been able to focus on and heal. So going back to what we've seen through this card, which is loss, grieving, processing, letting go, it's really painting a particular picture here where somebody is struggling to maybe learn the lesson behind this, or struggling to just detach 100% in the heart space. In the 3D, they have no choice. They're not with you, more than likely. But in the 5D, it's something else going on there. They're dreaming about you, thinking about you, feeling nostalgic. They can't stop thinking about you. And then we've got the Hierophant right here. So it's almost like if they had the chance to just have you in front of them right now and to tell you, it's like, I'm sorry for what I've done. I wish I could go back to change things. I'm ready to commit to this partnership. If only you could give me a second chance. You know, all of these dreams that they would want to bring to fruition, but it's just not ideal for some people, especially if it's been so long since you guys have interacted or reconnected. For some people, maybe it's been over 10 years and it just wouldn't make sense for somebody to suddenly pop up and be like, hey, what's going on? Hi. You know, it's like, huh? It's like, where have you been? So some of you might not even be interested in speaking with this person, but what we do see is their feeling of loss and wallowing in this energy of regret and just feeling like they really lost somebody so incredibly valuable in their life, and that's you. Ace of Swords, Four of Cups. Somebody decided to take action and move forward, move on, cut this person out. So take it how it applies, if it makes sense. I feel instinctively it could have been a feminine who decided to walk away. Four of Cups represents the regret. Four of Cups represents the disconnectedness and that it might be too late, that they've missed the chance to make this happen, even though they want it so badly. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Swords. So, oh, and that's followed by the Empress. So this is clarifying here that more than likely the feminine did cut the masculine out. Children could have absolutely been involved. We see motherhood popping up here. I feel, Divine Feminines, you are handling this a lot better than the masculine, because it hurt them, but it's perhaps hurting them more as more time passes, if that makes sense. It stings just a little bit more because now that they're probably a lot more mature and they're able to take a look back at how they treated you, it hurts. Yeah, so that's something that they're going to have to address within themselves. That's not something that you can help them out with. That's something that they're going to have to figure out for themselves. Ooh, that was intense. Okay, so let's wrap it up. One last message, and then we'll go ahead and get started on the personal mini readings. I see quite a few requests, so of course we'll get to those shortly. All right, I'm going to pull one more deck. I'm going to pull from the Sacred Healing Journey. This one's by Angelic Revelation 144. Angels and spirit guides, please, for the collective, whoever is in need of these messages. What do we need to know? Somebody's got a secret admirer. Divine partner, secretly watching and admiring you from afar. This could also be a past love keeping tabs on you. I did pick that up earlier. This makes sense too. Dark night of the soul, anxiety, anxious, sleepless nights, depression. That makes sense for me, especially whoever is feeling like they really missed the opportunity to make this work. Yeah. I'm just feeling it from a masculine standpoint that they're struggling. They could be dealing with depression. They can't sleep at night, going through that type of experience. And this is adding fuel to the fire, so to speak. Eternal flame, divine soul love. You know, realizing how special a connection it could have been back then. This could have been a twin flame connection. And if you guys are twins, you'll always be twins, but that just doesn't guarantee that you're going to end up together, unfortunately. And that's what makes the lesson hurt even more, perhaps. Look at this. We've got gratitude. The card after that is the feminine. So there you go. Divine feminine. I really feel that this could be a divine masculine going through a very difficult period here, but still feeling so connected to you in the heart space. We see gratitude right here, and it says thank you. It's a little bit difficult to see. It's right there. Okay. Feeling thankful. I feel that regardless of how things might have played out between the two of you, they're still really grateful and coming from a place of just maybe they've prayed about this. I'm just feeling that they're very grateful to have connected with you in this lifetime, even though it didn't ultimately work out long term. All right, so let's go ahead and grab one final set of tarot, and then we'll get started, guys, with the mini readings. And if you're just now hopping on and wanting your own reading this evening, feel free to go ahead and submit that down in the comments. It's $9.99 per question, and would love to do that for you. Okay, here we go. So some of you guys have a secret admirer. Maybe you don't even know who this person is. Here's the divine feminine again. We see the Empress. All right, some of you guys could be Taurus. Beauty, motherhood, could be pregnancy for some of you, but it could also be representing abundance that's coming into your life. Wow, an abundance of love, maybe. Okay, let's see what else. Five of Cups, right next to this dark night of the soul. Sadness, loss, grief, despair, disappointment, abandonment, regret, failure, pessimism, crying over spilled milk. All of it describing how this person is feeling at this point in time. I love how these cards are lining up in this way. We do have the Six of Pentacles. This, of course, is our equality reference with that card, eternal flame. So in order for a partnership to work and to be able to succeed, both people really have to be into the partnership and to be able to do whatever is necessary. And that's where this comes in. You're willing to share your life with this person fully rather than having one foot out the door and hoping that there are better options out there. So whoever it is that you connect with in this way, and if they actually are 100% focused on you and the partnership, then it really can be quite successful. Look at this. We have the Emperor coming through now. So we do have a masculine, as we've determined that they're very grateful to have connected with you, Divine Feminine. This could also represent new love for some of you. Oh my God. Look at, here we go. Four of Cups. There's the missed opportunity. Somebody has missed a chance to be with you, Divine Feminine. Look at how these cards are lining up. They're super curious to see, have you already moved on, or are you with somebody else? They could still be fantasizing about you being with you. Some of those fantasies could be very sexual in nature. They want to be able to reconnect with you, I feel. Just the fact that the Four of Cups represents regrets and missed opportunities, and then we've got the feminine card right next to it. You've got the Page of Swords, and then you've got the Emperor surrounding this card. So this is definitely focused on a masculine looking towards a feminine and feeling the disconnection and the loss and the regret. We also have the Five of Wands. So there's struggle here. You guys could have argued. You guys clashed at one point, and that probably resulted in a breakup. This could also involve other people. I'm not surprised to see that. The third parties, the love triangle, there's competition, love rivals here. Yep. And that's clarified by the Seven of Swords. I can't believe it. Well, I can, but it's like, wow. It's really clarifying it. Somebody betrayed you, betrayed your trust. Probably divine feminine. It was a masculine. They could have been very manipulative, very sneaky. They hid things from you maybe. They lied. An affair. How interesting is this, that we've got Dark Night of the Soul, anxiety, anxious, sleepless nights, and now we've got the Nine of Swords, which basically picks up off of the same type of energy. Fear, anxiety, insomnia, nightmares, deep unhappiness, feeling hopeless, depressed. So it's really mirroring that. So that could be what this person is going through because of those mistakes. The Four of Swords is quite fitting as well because it's still picking up off of the fears and anxieties and stresses that this person might be feeling overwhelmed. I feel spending time apart from you could have also helped them to heal. Okay. But maybe that's what you needed as well, just to be able to take a break from whatever made this a very complicated situation. We've got the Nine of Cups, emotional stability, wish fulfillment, realizing dreams. So we've already seen right from the very beginning that you're both still dreaming about each other, and somebody here is really wishing to reconnect. Maybe in a way you both are, but I'm just ultimately feeling here it could be the feminine that ultimately has the decision to make here. All right. Oh, hi, Michael. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Let's grab one more card to wrap this one up. And of course, it ended up being a Tower. So this is a situation that fell apart. It more than likely ended up in a separation, which is why they're feeling this way. That Dark Night of the Soul is in somebody who is in need of healing because of the mistakes that they have made. We saw that as well earlier, and they're acknowledging it. And remember this card, distance, door closed, left, gone. So if you relate to this one, you left the picture, you know? We remember the complicated scenario. Here's the mistakes, the regrets that they have. So whenever they look back at what happened, they know that they messed up. And here we are. Dishonesty, disloyal, broken. So it's because of something that they did here, guys, that happened. And they recognize that, but maybe it took them a very long time to actually understand their actions and why things happened the way they did, you know? But just the way it's coming through here, I feel divine feminine. Someone from your past has really now understood the whole picture of why things played out the way it did. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody reached out to you. That does not necessarily mean it will result in a reconciliation unless maybe you're single and open to the possibility of making that happen. And that's where the equality comes in. But I feel they will resurface. I feel they will come forward. And this eternal flame right here, no matter what happens, you'll always feel this person's energy, if that makes sense. Whether it's in a dream, in the 5D, telepathically, spiritually, in the heart space, a sign that you happen to run across that confirms that for you, whatever the case might be, you will forever be connected to this person in the soul, in the heart, even though you guys end up not coming back together. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for somebody, but that's what I'm getting there. All right, guys, so I have a lot of cards to reorganize, and we'll go ahead and get started with the personal mini readings. Let me take a look at the lineup and the order that I will be doing them this evening. So hang tight. I'm going to go ahead and play some background music so you guys are not bored while I do this, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, thank you for waiting. So let me go ahead and take a look at the lineup here this evening. So I've got Ashanta coming up first, and then I have Christy, Linda after that, Shenise, Dawn, Faith-filled Katie, and then Coya, and lastly I have Michael. All right, guys, so that's the lineup. Let me go ahead and tackle our first question here with Ashanta. All right, Ashanta, let's get started. So what's coming towards me, please? Sun sign Libra. All right, let's see what that might be. Okay, what energy am I drawn to for you? So let's take a look. I'm going to pull from my Sunshine and Rainbows deck. So let's take a look, Ashanta, at the energy surrounding you. People that you could be romantically linked to, or people that are a good support system for you. It could be friendships as well as family. So let's take a look. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Ashanta, Libra. What's coming towards Ashanta at this time? What do we need to know, please? All right, very first message, we have the puppy. I don't know if you are a puppy lover, or maybe you have a pet. Could be something tied into that vibe. Let's see. I'm going to pull one more from here, and I'm drawn to other decks. And then we have honesty. All right, so let's read this one. You'll be the best of friends. The intense chemistry won't keep you in the friend zone for long. Lots of fun times and adventures to enjoy together. They aim to please, to make you happy. They love to play whenever you're in the mood. Oh, and they like it real rough. All right, and then we have honesty, open communication in a partnership. Their integrity is very important to them. Doesn't beat around the bush, just tells it like it is, very straightforward. That's actually a really nice combination, because this is an indication here, Ashanta, that you and this person could build a friendship first, and then it turns into love. And by doing so, you'll know that this is someone that is open to the possibility of love. You can trust them. They will always tell you what's in their heart space, how they're feeling. You won't ever have to second guess what they're about. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we can find out with some romance angels. And then we'll pull some tarot, of course. All right, so what's coming towards you? What is coming towards you? Or what is it that you need to know? We have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Whenever I see that, it reminds me of just focusing on the people that you are with, rather than the people in your past that might have hurt you or disappointed you. That's really nice. You've got romantic feelings coming through as well. All right, and let me pull from one other deck here to give us an overall picture of what's coming towards you. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on Ashanta, Libra. What else do we need to know, please? Look at this. We've got trust. So if you've encountered relationships where maybe you suspected that they weren't faithful to you, or they could have been lying to you, this person is, as we can see, open communication. They're honest. This is somebody that you can trust. They could be very romantic as well. And the attraction is coming through. So let's grab some tarot and let's see what else we can learn. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Ashanta. What do we need to know, please? We've got the Justice card, okay? So you are Libra. The Justice card represents that energy. It's about balance, balancing the scales. It's about truth and integrity, okay? So I feel that's a huge thing for you and what it is that you're hoping to manifest, and you can. We have the Hierophant, and here's your Empress energy. So what you're looking for is somebody who's not going to be playing with your affections, somebody who is serious about finding love, you know, and can they ultimately commit to a relationship here. We've got the Nine of Cups. So your wish to be able to find love, it will manifest. It's just a matter of time. Whatever it is that you're focused on, Ashanta, you have the capability to bring it towards you, because this attraction card, it's not only focusing on love. I feel that you have the capability to attract everything that you're really wanting to bring towards you. It reminds me so much of the law of attraction. You got to picture it as if you've already manifested it so that you can actually make it, turn it into a tangible wish, okay? Look at what's next. You've got the Magician. I love it. So the Magician can represent Gemini. It can represent Virgo as well. And this is interesting too, that the Hierophant as well as the Empress, they both represent Taurus. So these could be possible signs of people that you connect with. All right. Could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. But I feel truly you're in a position to manifest so many good things in your life, not just love. Everything has the capability to fall into place for you. You've got the Ace of Wands. So there's some sort of good news coming in here when it comes to your love life especially, but that can apply to other parts of your life. I'm just picking that up. It's not just about your love life that's coming through here this time. So that's fantastic. You do have the Tower. Even though you've been hurt and have experienced relationships that fell apart, I'm getting that that was a blessing. That's just a small part of what you are meant to go through. But there are better days ahead. There are happier days for you. So trust your gut, your instinct, your intuition as the High Priestess energy presents itself here. And I feel things are going to improve and get better for you. Look at this. You've got the Star. You could also connect with Aquarius. So we have 2 cards here representing wishes for you, Ashanta, that can manifest. I really like that. You've got the Ace of Swords as well. So you can be successful. You can be victorious in whatever it is truly that you focus on. There are new beginnings that are representing itself here for you, certainly when it comes to love. So it's giving you the power to really cut people out that no longer deserve to be a part of your life. And it's opening up new doors for you to be able to attract the right people and to be able to narrow it down to the one. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some time frames for you to give you an idea as to when this might happen. Angels and spirit guides, please focusing on Ashanta Libra. Please give her a time frame as to when things can shift and change, certainly when it comes to her love life and other parts of her life that bring her joy, happiness, success. You've got the month of December, which is really around the corner when you think about it. So maybe before the end of this year, Ashanta, is when you will receive confirmation when it comes to a potential love match or even career opportunities and other things that might present itself that bring good news. Okay, so that's a really nice reading, the way that's presenting itself here. All right, so that's where I will leave your reading. That looks fantastic. Despite some of the difficult things you've been through, it looks good as far as the energy that's surrounding you at this time. So I really like that. Thank you as always. Appreciate it. All right, guys, let me see what's next here. Give me 1 second. All right, so that one was Ashanta. So Christy, you're up next. Libra. So me and my ex, Taurus, split up because I wanted commitment and he didn't. How is he feeling about it? Any regrets? Okay, let's see. Oh, you're so welcome, Ashanta. Thank you as always. Okay, so focusing on your situation here, Christy, let's take a look, okay? What is your ex thinking right now? Your Taurus ex. So you guys are just on different pages. So he didn't want to commit. So let's tap into his energy and see what's going on there. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on this scenario for Christy, Libra, and her ex, Taurus. What do we need to know, please? Well, we see that he's frustrated. Okay, what's that about? What else, please, do we need to know? I see contract coming through here. Sometimes that reminds me of a work environment, but it could also be it could represent an agreement, but it's interesting how we've got frustrated right next to it. So it could represent the fact that he's not able to come into agreement with what you want. We have planning. I feel he's just got a different idea in his head as to what it is that he wants and how he sees things going in his life. Look at this. We've got trap that is followed by feminine shadow. So if he's got you in the shadows, I feel he's not quite sure what it is that he's wanting to manifest here. Bottom of the deck, we do have career. So I don't know if he's very focused on his job, his career opportunities, rather than focusing on what's going on here between the two of you. I feel just based off of this, that could certainly be the case. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some additional tarot here. I don't think he's ready to get his hands tied, so to speak. He feels, as we can see this card, it's like, I don't want to get myself trapped in a committed partnership. I'm just not ready for that. And I'm also feeling from your ex that he feels he's just got way too many plans that he wants to implement in his life. And maybe some of those plans have to do with his career. But at the same time, part of this frustration could be that he really cares for you and loves you, but he's just not ready to settle down, perhaps. Right now, I feel he's focused on his money, you know, being successful in his career. We do see the Ten of Pentacles right here. It's either that, or part of the reason why he feels the need to focus on that is because things might not be going as well as he wants. He acted sneaky, was inconsistent and hot and cold, said he wasn't going to be able to commit because of his 15-year-old daughter, and his ex is around a lot. Okay, got it. All right, let's see what else. What else? Interesting. We do have that Four of Cups coming through. I feel he's coming through a bit wishy-washy in this energy that I'm picking up, Christy. It's like 1 second he feels that he might have made a mistake, and then the next he feels like it was the right thing to do. He has a lot of past wounds, won't heal. Said he loves me, feels a connection with me. That could be part of the frustration. He's confusing himself, I feel. There's a lot of unhealed energies there. He might actually be doing you a favor by keeping you at a distance right now. But look at this. We've got the Six of Cups. So he is thinking about you. It has crossed his mind. And this planning, you know, he's thought about maybe it's possible to make this work if we were to get back together, because this can be a reunion card as well. And the thing is, if he takes too long to make that decision, then as the Four of Cups represents, he might miss out on the opportunity to be with you. And that'll be his loss at that point. Eight of Cups. So he's disconnected. He's walking away from it. He's not ready to give his all. This is clarification with the Hangman that he's letting it go. He's focusing on himself. He needed time away in order to figure his thoughts out. But as we can see, he's still frustrated. So I don't think he's figured things out a whole lot. I feel he's a bit lost in his thinking. It's the second time you guys tried. He keeps coming back, makes me think we have a chance, then backs off. That's where that hot and cold situation is coming in. Wishy-washy. Okay. Here's our communication with that Judgment. But if that's a repetitive thing, that can get very annoying as well. And hurtful. Because if he's giving you that false sense of hope that you guys can make it work. But if he has not focused on his own healing, whatever those past wounds are, he could be creating a lot more drama than is necessary. So it's one of those things, I feel, Christy, where it falls on you to determine how much more of this interaction would you be willing to engage in, because it can be very frustrating dealing with somebody like that. If it happened a second time, it could happen a third or fourth or however many times. It could be a repetitive pattern for your ex. This could be an apology. Maybe he's apologizing for what he's putting you through. It could be an offer of reconciliation as well. You do love him, but I walked away because it keeps hurting me, and I called him out on some things. I don't know if he cheated, but there were some lies. Okay. Okay, what I'm ultimately feeling here is that it's not going to be the last time that he ends up hurting you. So I feel through these cards, you're being directed to exude the qualities of this Queen of Swords, meaning that you're setting up your boundaries. You're not going to allow that revolving door for him to come in and out whenever he chooses. So, of course, you know, it's difficult when we love somebody, but I'm clearly seeing from these cards that he is nowhere near commitment, regardless of how he chooses to express himself and those feelings, because ultimately he could be painting this beautiful picture of what the future could be, but I feel there could also be a facade there. He was upset when I told him I was talking to other people, though. I kind of feel he wants his cake and eat it too. Not necessarily that there's a third party situation, but it's reminding me of somebody who wants to be able to put something off to the side until they're able to decide what it is that they want. And I feel that's why he's got you in this type of energy, that feminine shadow, until he's able to address it and deal with it. So until he's able to come to some sort of conclusion as to what it is that he wants, he doesn't want other people getting in the way of being able to make that choice. But what I do see with that Queen of Swords is you're being directed to perhaps distance yourself and set up those boundaries to let him know it's like, you can't, you know, keep coming in and out of my life. You need to be able to decide one way or the other how it's going to go and stand firm. He's using the daughter as an excuse. There's definitely need for healing right here with that Four of Swords, which of course is the need to maybe spend time just going within. It reminds me a bit of that hermit energy, just going within, spending time on your own to assess your own feelings, how it's affecting you. He needs to be able to do the same thing. And it's simply coming through as this burden that he puts on himself, whether that's got something to do with his daughter or feeling overwhelmed with life and his obligations, his career. Yeah. There's a lot that he can do about this, but I feel he's a bit scattered in his energy, Christy. And then we've got the Seven of Cups. He's got all of these choices in front of him, and he's just either unable to make a good choice or a decision, or he's feeling overwhelmed. We see the frustration. That's the very first thing that came through. Look at this. That's interesting how we've got the Seven of Cups and the Lovers right next to it, because both of these cards are focused on choices, but he's got other options, it seems. He's told me he thinks about me all the time, but he's too afraid to commit. when you think about it, that's a cop-out statement. It's like, oh, I think about you all the time, but I can't commit to you. So this right here, it's telling us he can't decide. He's got all these choices, and so he doesn't want to get his hands tied. He feels like he'd be settling, and he feels trapped, like he doesn't want to be there. This could also represent a third party, whether that's going on or not. That is a part of the interpretation of the Lovers, where there can be love triangles going on. So you both, of course, have your own free will to decide how you want this to play out. But on your behalf, you're not being directed to just put your life on hold, waiting for things to happen with your ex. You're being directed to just tread ever so lightly and keep your distance. He's always in a relationship that doesn't work out. That might have something to do with the past issues, those old wounds, and that's a pattern that he's going to have to break on his own. Look at this. You've got the Star and you've got the Sun. So I feel, just based off of what's coming through here, that you're being guided onto a very different path in order to manifest the wishes that you're focused on when it comes to your love life. You are capable of having this very happy outcome. Yeah, I don't think it's the last time that you'll be hearing from him. That's what this Judgment card is, you know, finally realizing what it is that he wants. But unless he does the work to be very clear about that, then it could be yet another chance to come back, but not having it last, if that makes sense. It might not be the last time that he's in and out of your life. As long as you allow that, then it could be a repetitive pattern, unfortunately. Okay, so this is all possible to manifest your wishes, to be happy, to have a positive outcome with your ex, but he definitely needs to figure things out. He needs to be on board 100% and not have one foot out the door and not make excuses with the daughter. He needs to be 100% focused and not feel like if he decides to commit, like he's in jail or prison or something, you know, this trapped feeling. His ego is huge, and I doubt he will apologize. Okay. Well, communication nevertheless seems to be coming in. So he may very well be thinking about you and telling you what it is that he feels you need to hear, Christy, but what I'm ultimately feeling here is it will not be the last time that he ends up hurting you. So it depends, you know, what are you willing to do? Is this something that you can walk away from and leave it alone? Do you feel that you're capable of just detaching? He's been in several relationships and had others around his daughter too. Yeah, and that's where these choices are, you know, multiple opportunities, other people. He's got temptations, he's got fantasies, he's got choices right here. And perhaps you're just one of those other choices. So if you allow yourself to be one of those choices, then yes, there's a possibility that he could return and reach out and, you know, tell you all of these romantic thoughts that he's having. But what I am seeing here is that he is still not capable of commitment. And you need to ask yourself, you know, why bother continuing to invest in somebody who's really not choosing you initially and entertaining other people there. All right, so that's where I'll leave that one. Christy, I feel that part of this frustration has a lot to do with him not being able to decide, you know, trying to move on, not really ready to date, but trying to heal. I feel that's a really good thing for you to do, because if he's just not showing up, or if he does resurface, I feel it could all just be surface level and he's not ready to dig too deep into the relationship where he could just commit to you and only you. And life is too short to continually get hurt in that way repetitively. Okay, we can always do an energy check-in for the next live stream if you want me to take a look at that, but that's what I'm getting this time. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So Linda, I've got you next. Give me one sec. Oh, you're so welcome, Christy. Thank you. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, you got to do it, you know, when you feel right in your heart space. Okay. So Linda, okay, Virgo, general love reading, please, of course. So let's grab some insight for you. I'm drawn to this deck for you. All right, here we go. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Linda, Virgo. Okay. We have love lyrics coming through here. We also have fool's gold. There could be something in the songs that you are listening to right now, or you come across it. And this is interesting, this fool's gold energy. You know, you're being directed to seek out true love rather than connections that might look good on the surface but end up not being the case. We do have party of one. All right, that's picking up off of a person who's single and unattached right now or in separation from somebody. We do have honeymoon, early stages. It's like that honeymoon phase. And then we have this cold energy from the winter card. Okay. It's frozen, it's not moving, but this could also be an indication of a time frame here. So once we enter winter season, that could be when things can finally start moving for you in your love life. And then we have pendulum. We've got that yes or no on the bottom. So maybe right now you're on the fence, or somebody's on the fence. They don't know what they want maybe, and that's why things are maybe stagnant. And ultimately, bottom of the deck, we have the real deal. That's what you're looking for. You know, somebody who's not afraid of commitment, somebody who's all in, true love. Okay, so that's what's coming through there. This could be your destination, but getting there could prove to be a little bit challenging. But let's see what else we can find out. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Linda, Virgo. Seven of Pentacles, and then we have the Tower. Look at that, fool's gold, and then we have the Tower. So that's one of those things that is almost too good to be true, and then it falls apart once you realize it wasn't that good. But you're being directed to not give up on the idea of finding love, because you will. You will. Queen of Pentacles, that's your divine feminine energy. Okay, so let's see. You're very giving of your heart. But you need to be able to find someone who can match that vibe. All right, so here we are with that honeymoon phase, and we've got the moon right next to it, representing Pisces. So just be mindful of people that may look good, as we can see with the fool's gold. Maybe you find them to be very attractive, but the more you get to know them, it's somebody that really isn't a good choice for you, and the honeymoon phase comes to an end because they weren't telling you the truth, or they weren't really being authentic with you, if that makes sense. And that's what you're looking for. Once again, that real deal, the real deal. And somebody was not the real deal. Look at that. So even though something's stagnant and not moving, you've got the Ace of Wands right here. So that's just temporary. You'll be able to connect with people that are worth your time and effort. Look at this. Okay, so first of all, I love how you represent Virgo. Pentacles represents Earth. And now we've got the King of Pentacles. So this right here, it's coming through with your divine counterpart, King of Pentacles. Maybe this is somebody who's well established. They could be perhaps successful career-wise. Maybe you are as well, but you guys make a really good match. This is a very compatible partnership. We also have the Knight of Cups, true romance, very romantic, true love, the real deal. I love how that's coming through in that way. We've got the Seven of Swords. All right, so we clearly see two cards here that say deception. And it makes sense considering we're seeing Tower and the Fool's Gold, that something's frozen, something's cold. Maybe you're giving them the cold shoulder at this point. I feel the Queen of Pentacles would rather be a party of one rather than settling for somebody who isn't the right person. And here's your person. This is somebody that is your equal match here. So you have the capability to start again, even though one situation or maybe several situations ended up not working out. Your outcome here moving forward looks really good. Here's our Six of Pentacles. That one's popping up again. So equality, we've already seen that this evening. It's 50-50. That's what's required in a relationship. And if you're doing all the work, then that's an issue. I feel you value your independence and you're able to stand on your own 2 feet. All right, you're self-sufficient, but it would, of course, be very nice to be able to share your life with someone. And you will. Look at that. You've got the Two of Cups, you see? True love, true romance. So if you're undecided about someone, there will be this very special connection that comes in and there will be no question. It's like, is it yes or no? It's going to be a yes. And you have the opportunity to start again, you see? And so you're being directed to not be afraid to take chances when it comes to love. Yes, some of those opportunities may not pan out, but there will be one that truly, this is one person that can win your heart and take it here. Look at that, Ten of Cups. So I feel the overall outcome for your love life, Linda, it looks quite positive. There can be marriage. There can be the opportunity to start a family with someone if that's something you're interested in. And then the bottom card is the Three of Wands. It's about looking ahead, what's ahead of you rather than what the past might have represented with people who deceived you. You know, the whole fool's gold reference, chasing after an individual maybe that you thought could have been the one, but it ended up not being the case. So this makes sense as well with the Ten of Wands. It's time to lay that burden down and focus more so on this new opportunity that might arise for you to meet your ideal person. You've got the Four of Swords right there. So take a break from these connections that are not meant to be a part of your future. You know who these people are. And then we've got the Lovers. You could also connect with Gemini here. So it's ultimately your decision, Linda, the way this goes. And you're going to know who you're attracted to. You're going to know who it is that you fall madly crazy in love with, who could represent that Ten of Cups, who could represent the real deal for you. This is true love. So if you have yet to find it, just know that it really is a part of your journey. It's a part of what it is that you're meant to encounter in this lifetime. And of course, part of life is we're going to have those ups and downs. And I know that you've experienced those, but there's going to be better days ahead based off of what we're seeing here. Okay, so that looks really good. That's what's presenting itself there for you. All right, thank you as always. So Shenise, you are up next. Let me just get these cards organized here. And thank you guys, everybody that's taken the time to join us here this evening. And if you don't already subscribe, please do so. We'd love to have you be a part of the Celestial Forecasts family. Okay. All right, so Shenise focusing on the same question. So let's see how the energies have changed. All right. So let's start with the children's mother first. All right, let's take a look at that vibe. Give me 1 second. All right, children's mother. I might pull from more than one deck to take a look at that. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Kai and his feelings and emotions towards his children's mother. We have this mask, okay? There's this need to compromise between the two of them. I feel when it comes to Kai that he might be overextending himself a little bit, Shenise, meaning that there are certain things that maybe he does not want to compromise with when it comes to his children, but he finds himself doing that anyway. Just to keep the peace, I'm feeling. We have signs. Look at this, and he feels stuck in that situation. I'm not surprised to see that. And we have the fall season, which we're in. It's giving us presently what's happening in that scenario. He feels like he can't move. He feels like it's just stagnant. There's this lack of compromise. I feel he's just giving in to not rock the boat. That is what I'm getting here. Okay, so let's take a look at some additional messages. Let's see, what deck am I drawn to here? Okay. Pull from here. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on Kai. Feelings and emotions towards his children's mother. This man is stressed out. It's unstable. It's not a good situation. It is not a good situation. We have lies. You put that together with the mask, and he could very well be lying to himself or not being 100% truthful with the decisions that he's making, even though it is for the betterment of his children, but it's causing him stress, I feel. Bottom of the deck, we have move on. I feel that's ultimately what it is that he wants, but he feels like his hands are tied, that he can't make it happen. So that's difficult, you know? He does it to himself. I believe that. Yeah, because he can create change anytime that he wants to. It's self-inflicted in a way. All right, let's see. And, you know, maybe he is receiving some sort of sign that he doesn't have to feel stuck in this situation, but he chooses to be. Look at this. Stalemate. Stuck. 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 The Moon. Lies, lies. Wow. I really feel when it comes to Kai, he needs to get real with himself. Look at this. Deceit and lies. Deception, illusion, lies. Lies. The Mask. He's putting up a front. What is up with that? He needs to wake up a little bit. We've got the Ace of Swords, and then we've got the Judgment. Both of these cards focusing on an awakening that he needs to go through in order to cut that out. That type of mentality, that type of behavior, perhaps. Yeah, being stuck in the illusion, yes. The lies he tells himself. That is clearly how it's coming through here. I don't mean to laugh, but it's just... It's crazy the way these cards are coming through. Strength card, that's his own vibe right there. But it's right next to unstable, so he doesn't even feel strong enough to do what is right for this situation. That's a challenge, but it's a challenge that he has brought on. It doesn't have to be like this. We see the Five of Swords, the disagreements. They don't see eye to eye. I don't even know if they argue a lot, but maybe they do. It's almost like he's not tapping into these opportunities for him to be able to create change. Not only for himself, but for his children, the situation. He can do so much about this, but he's choosing not to. And then we've got the Eight of Swords. We see that helplessness. Oops, it's blurry. That helplessness that's coming through right there. He has choices that he can make. He's just not choosing to take action and to make the right choices. Yeah. He wants to take a break from this so bad, but it's almost like he, as we can see, he's clearly stuck in that way of thinking, that mentality. He's lying to himself, like, oh, I can't do this. I don't have what it takes to be able to create change. But he does. It doesn't have to be stuck. Here's the movement right here with the Chariot. It does not have to be stuck. It can actually turn into a successful outcome for this whole situation. Yep, that's totally required. Teamwork, they need to work together. But I don't think they are. It's so unstable, as we can see right there. It's not on a solid footing. So until they can work together as a team, this can be a bit of a challenge. And here's our tower right there. It can't continue going the way it's going. Something's bound to create either a big argument or some sort of upheaval that happens, and they're gonna have to figure something else out. And then, of course, we've got the move on reference that's coming through here. And then we do have Temperance. Okay, so that's a card of patience. It's representing Sagittarius season. So maybe next month or even around December time could be when there's finally clarity. And to be able to remove this stuck energy in this situation. Yeah. And then we have the Fool. He needs to be able to take action here. He needs to not be afraid to take risks. Let's see. I spoke to him 2 days ago, and I told him that just from talking to him, he sounds like he isn't someone who's open to change. Yeah, I would agree with that. He's refusing to create any sort of movement towards that. And here's the Fool reminding him, it's like, look, you can start fresh. You can hit that reset button. Just take a risk. Go for it. And then we've got the Sun. So it does not have to be this huge challenge when it comes to the relationship or how he interacts with his children's mother. It does not have to be this long, drawn-out, challenging thing. But he does choose to make it what it is. And then we've got this double energy coming through here. So he feels bound to it somehow. Yeah, that stuck stalemate vibe is coming through there because of this bound vibe from the Devil. It's like an unhealthy attachment. That is what's presenting itself there. And then we have the challenge from the Seven of Wands, followed by the Five of Wands. I'm feeling they argue, they fight. I don't know if that's happening in front of his kids. They're not on the same page. But at the same time, he's also holding back from really telling her what it is that he needs to tell her. He's bound to his responsibilities for sure. I mean, we all have responsibilities, but I feel he's creating this very stagnant situation that seems to, as we can see, be stuck. And it doesn't have to be that. Yeah, it's time to move on from this, and I feel this card says it all. So I will leave that there, Shenise, because it seems to be that he is lying to himself. He's created this very challenging situation. So he really needs to go through his own awakening and to be able to pay attention to the signs that maybe the universe is wanting to bring him, you know? In front of the kids. Yeah, I would hope so as well, that that's not happening. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the two of you specifically. Let's see. And who's after that? And Dawn, you're after this reading. I hate it when people argue. Yeah, I do too. I agree. All right, let's take a look at the two of you here. I'm pulling from the Lover's Oracle. We have Power. We have Surrender. So this card says you instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. That's interesting. And then we have Surrender. At times, we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go, and all will work out. Bottom of the deck. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself. I feel that really is speaking to Kai here, but you know, maybe you're able to relate to that also. Let's see what else here. I'm guided to this deck once again. Hold on. So you guys spoke a couple days ago. It got very intense. Okay. All right. I told him I'm okay now with walking away from him and for good this time. Good for you. That took a lot of strength to be able to say that. All right, let's grab some additional. I mean, that took a lot of strength, truly. Look at that confidence, self-worth, authentic, empowered. By doing that, Shenise, I really feel you just created movement in your own life by taking action and getting that off your chest, you know? Look at the next card. Happily ever after. Joy, contentment at last. It might not end up working out with Kai, but it certainly could get you onto a path where you can find love with somebody else, you know? So let's go ahead and see what else we can find out here. You had the power all along, you know, and as it says, you instinctively know what is right for you. And just the fact that it says you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time, and then just the fact that you're mentioning here, I'm okay now with walking away from him. Talk about empowered. Oh, I'm sure it got very emotional. Yeah, I agree as well that you did the right thing. You trusted your instincts and you did what was necessary, you know, however difficult that might have been. Look at the next card. You did it. It had to be done. Nine of Wands. You are resilient, even though you've been through a lot with this whole situation and the connection. Just know that you will overcome that. That there are better days ahead. And I love how we've got the surrender card right above it. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. This could be the something new right here, where you can finally have that happily ever after through a very different connection with somebody who's not afraid to commit, who's not afraid to give their all, and not making excuses for whatever's going on in their life, whatever that obstacle might be. Interesting how we've got the Four of Cups showing up. You know, that missed opportunity, the regrets, right? Because who's to say that the tables can't turn between you and Kai later if he decides that you're the one that ultimately got away. But by that time, you would have already found somebody else. You could be happy. You could be married, you know, and just content with life. And here he is feeling stuck once again because he took too long to be able to realize that you are the one. Oh boy. I really feel for this particular reading here that I'm focusing on the both of you, but I really feel that these cards are speaking to you specifically, Shenise, that it's trying to acknowledge that what you've done to take action, to walk away, and to be able to express what needed to be expressed, you did the right thing. So wow. Okay. You've got the Star. So it's reminding you that you really are being guided elsewhere at this point. I'm also feeling from Kai that he is acknowledging that he's hurt you. But at the same time, he's not taking any sort of action to be able to heal that or to fix that. So you both express things to each other. I'm sure there was a lot of pain in doing that, or it could have certainly felt like relief also to just be able to get that out in the open. It needed to, that was a conversation that could have been very healing, however difficult it might have been. Three of Wands. And then we've got the Ten of Cups here. So I feel, Shenise, based off of what we're seeing here, that you are being directed to move on, that there's the possibility at real happiness here in the future with somebody. There's healing that needs to happen. It could also be an indication that through these cards, Kai is basically wanting you to know that he acknowledges that he's not in any sort of position to make it happen for the two of you. And maybe there is a part of his heart space that's wanting you to know that he knows maybe that he's messed up, or that he has missed the opportunity to be with you in the way that maybe he felt at one point in time you guys could be, or he's just incapable of giving that to you at this time. He feels like, I don't understand him. That was also part of the friction. Oh boy. And I have a feeling you understand him more than he realizes. There's that awakening from the Judgment. Do you feel that he was able to bring you a sense of peace through that conversation once you guys were able to express things and get it out? Did he come forward with an apology and to tell you that he's sorry for how things played out? Yeah, you understand him more than he understands himself. I believe it. Because he's not able to maneuver his way through this situation with his children's mother. That I feel is weighing him down. Yeah, you totally get where things are at, you know? Let's see what else. I do feel that you did the right thing. You're meant to go your own way for now. To be able to stand on your own 2 feet. I felt like I gave it to myself. No apology on his part. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes we don't ever receive that. And we have to be able to find closure in our own heart. And look at this. You've got the Ace of Cups. So there is the opportunity to find love again. But in the meantime, you're being directed to just fill your own cup. You know, to direct that love towards yourself. To restore the happiness that you can find in your own life. And I love how this came through with the happily ever after. You know, joy, contentment at last. You can have that. You can find that. But this was also part of what you were meant to go through. So I feel things are about to take a turn for the better. Things are about to shift and change for you, Shenise. And then we've got the World. So yeah, this is one cycle that has come to a conclusion, and I've got cards flying. So I feel that yes, it completed. That's one cycle that has completed, and it does open you up to new cycles that are coming in. And I really do feel that things are about to take a turn. Much more positive experiences, certainly when it comes to your love life. Okay, so I hope that helps offer you clarity regarding the situation there. Let's see, in that moment of speaking to him, I saw how immature he actually is, and he's not open to change. And all the more reason. Perhaps that conversation was meant to offer you the clarity that you really needed. You know, especially if he's not willing to change, then that creates that stuck energy. And then it's just going to frustrate you the more time passes. So I feel like you did the right thing. All right, Shenise, so I'll leave that there. I wish you the very best. But I feel that moving forward, you can certainly find happiness through another connection that might actually end up being your happily ever after. Okay, so good for you. I feel you're certainly coming through with that very empowered energy for yourself. You did the right thing. All right, thank you as always. Completed a karmic cycle is probably why my energy was feeling stuck for a few weeks, and then we had this conversation. Oh wow, yeah. And that card actually came through, that stuck vibe. So that's picking up perhaps too off of how you were feeling. And then we ended up seeing the Two of Swords also. All right, Shenise, thank you so very much as always. I hope that helped. Oh yeah, that release, liberation, very freeing. All right. So Dawn, you're up next. Okay. Thank you for waiting. All right. Let's see what comes through for you. So checking on myself, Aquarius, and Michael, Sagittarius, not in contact right now. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's grab some cards focusing on Michael. You're very welcome, Shenise. Thank you as always. All right, angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Michael, Sagittarius, and the connection with Dawn, Aquarius. We have complacent, divine masculine card right next to that one. We have discern. Wow. So this is his own energy. We see in the heart space that it's cold. He's not tapped into his emotions. Whenever I see this, I mean, just the expression on this person's face, it's almost like he's upset. He's realized something about himself, maybe. We also have cowardly. Okay, let's see. I feel like grabbing from another deck also. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Michael, Sagittarius, and the connection with Dawn, Aquarius. What do we need to know here, please? We have boundaries. No, drawing the line. Okay. So as you mentioned, there is no contact right now. So maybe he's got his guard up for some reason. He's too cowardly to say what it is that he needs to say. We also have heart fog, mixed signals, blocked emotions, clutter. Maybe, I don't know if this relates, but maybe you guys blocked each other, or maybe he blocked you so that there's no opportunity to communicate. Let's go ahead and see what else we can find out here. What is going on? So no contact. He's not speaking. He's got his walls up. And the blocked emotions reference, and then we see the complacency right there. That makes sense. Okay. What do we need to know here? We see the death card, so right now perhaps he's focusing on changes that he needs to make in his own life. Okay, it is acknowledging a situation that has no life to it right now. We do have the World card. Okay, so that cycle that completed, created distance, time apart. I feel when it comes to Michael right now, he's focusing on other things, not necessarily other people, but just trying to keep himself busy. And he's got his walls up. We see that here. He's got these boundaries. We've got the Ace of Swords. So that is clarity. So he's come to some sort of realization. Did he decide, Dawn, to break things off with you? Or was it a mutual decision to go your separate ways? You do cross his mind, though. Okay, we do see the Six of Cups. Let's see. It's right next to that cowardly card. Maybe he's too... Let's see. Yes, he has legal matters. He told me last time we talked. Okay. He thinks about you. There's the nostalgia with the Six of Cups. It has crossed his mind, though, about maybe reaching out or reconnecting with you, but at the same time, he stops himself for whatever reason. He ghosted you. Okay. I feel from Michael, there are times when he doubts some of the decisions that he's made. You know, even though he might have ghosted and that's his way of setting up these walls and boundaries around himself, he's not quite sure if that was the right thing to do. So these mixed signals, you might not be picking up off of it per se, but he realizes it. But he's too much in this thought process, in this cowardly vibe, where he's too comfortable hiding behind this mask, so to speak, and he's not really expressing what he's needing to say, I feel. He could be having bad dreams. You know, this can represent nightmares. We see the Three of Swords, the sorrow, the heartbreak, perhaps. He said we needed to have a conversation, but nothing yet. Okay. Keeps going back to this for me, where he's got a lot to say, but he's fearful of saying it, if that makes sense. Maybe he's recognizing that he's hurting you, or that he has hurt you. But he is coming through with the energy of the Emperor here. So I feel when it comes to Michael, he's wanting to do something. He's wanting to take some sort of action here. But he self-sabotages, I feel. It's like convincing himself 1 second. It's like, okay, I'm ready to do this. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to do A, B, or C. And then he stops himself from doing it. Right now, I feel he's more comfortable in his mind space, you know, thinking about you rather than taking action in the 3D. But I feel that's temporary. I feel eventually he will do what's necessary in order to have that conversation. He kind of stops himself, I feel. A part of what it is that he's wanting is to be able to move on from the reason perhaps why you guys are not in union, why you're not together right now. Whatever the legal matters might be pertaining to. There's this need to release past baggage. He is coming through with the energy of a Knight of Cups as well. So that's a very romantic, loving intention from Michael. So all of these cards are really nice. We've got the Magician, and then we've got the Judgment showing up again. So he does think about you. I feel that you're very much a part of his thoughts still. He's just allowing his fears to get in the way sometimes. Part of what it is that he is realizing and wanting to manifest is this much needed conversation that needs to happen in the 3D. I feel there's a good chance that you guys might get back together regardless. He has to get it together. I agree. Yes. Because we clearly see the clutter with that heart fog. It's in his heart space where that clutter is happening. And it's interesting too that the Emperor is right next to it. So this Emperor, his divine masculine vibe, needs to be able to clean this up a little bit in order to have the clarity that he needs to do what is necessary for you guys to talk and to ultimately work out what is standing in the way of union. I feel it can happen. And then we've got the Ace of Wands right here. There's still potential, the opportunity to come back together. So it may not be over, even though there is no contact right now. The conversation will present itself, I feel. We'll go ahead and grab some time frames for that as well. We do see the Nine of Cups. So satisfaction, wish fulfillment. This wish can be a tangible wish. Regardless of where you guys are at right now, it's just going to take a little bit of time. Here's your own Aquarius energy right here with the Star. So what I'm seeing here, Dawn, is there's still hope when it comes to this scenario. And I know on the surface level, with him not talking to you or interacting with you, that can seem a bit confusing or overwhelming. But I feel that there will present itself an opportunity for you guys to speak. Look at this. And there's your divine feminine energy. So you guys will have that chance. Okay, you're both coming through feminine and masculine energy, and then we've got the Wheel of Fortune showing up right after that also. So things will eventually turn around here for the two of you, despite how things might be unfolding at this point in time. So let's grab some time frames and let's see what else we can learn here. We've got the month of April, and bottom of the deck we have 4 months. Okay, so either within that 4-month time frame or around April. It's interesting too, of course, that that's our 4th month of the year, which is April. So that could be significant. That could be giving you a potential time frame as to when this conversation might happen. So it's not going to happen right away, but I feel once it does, it'll be a productive one, because at that point he'll be ready, and then you guys can really get everything out on the table and address what needs to be addressed and create some sort of movement for you guys to re-explore the partnership. Okay, Dawn, so I'll leave that there. There is hope here, despite how things might be on the surface. All right, so I hope that helps. Thank you so very much. Alrighty. So faith-filled KT. All right, thank you for waiting. All right, guys, give me 1 second here. And anyone else interested in a reading, feel free to go ahead and submit that. Okay. Where is this deck? Hold on one sec. I've got so many decks around me. Okay, here we go. All right, Faith-Filled KT. Single Gemini. What's coming in love for October? Oh, you're so welcome, Dawn. Thank you. All right, so let's get into your reading here. Would you like for me to call you Faith or KT? Let me know. All right, so let's find out here. So you're single right now. Let's grab some letters that could give you a potential as to who it is that you connect with. So I do this for my mini readings on Instagram and the shorts on YouTube. So you might have seen those already. I like to do those especially for my singles, just to give you an indication as to who that might be that comes in for you, or who might even be surrounding you at this time. Angels and spirit guides, please. Faith-Filled KT, Gemini. Okay. We have R coming through. We have Y. That reminds me of Ryan. Who knows? It could be Ryan. All right, give me some more letters. We have L. We have an O, okay. We have a D. We have M, and then lastly, we have a K. All right, so any of those letters could play a significant role once you make that connection, okay? Let's also add some zodiacs here. All right, let's see here. Angels and spirit guides, please. Faith-Filled KT, single Gemini. Give me some zodiacs, please. We're starting off with Scorpio. Could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. We've got Aries. We have Virgo. Let's see what else here. We also have Pisces, Leo. Let me grab one more. And we have double Pisces showing up. Okay, so if you also have these signs in your chart, maybe there's something significant through this connection that you do end up making. Could be very compatible also. All right, so let me set these guys aside. Let's go ahead and grab some additional messages for you to see what else we can find out when it comes to love, when it comes to romance. Okay, so I'm going to pull from my dating scene oracle here. So this will give you an indication as to who is coming towards you, some potential prospects once you get back into dating, who it is that you should invest your time and energy into, and who it is that you shouldn't. Heart to heart, soul to soul, very nice. Eye to eye, on the same page. Okay, so that's actually a really nice combination, the way that's coming through. This person loves to hug. The perpetual hugger loves to give and receive hugs from you. Let's grab one more. One more, please. Okay. Look at that instant connection. soulful bond. I mean, that's a really nice combination of cards coming in when it comes to your love connection that's coming forward. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot here. Angels and spirit guides, please. For faith-filled KT, single Gemini. All right, so for the month of October, you might actually make a love connection here. I don't know if you've already got someone in mind, but if not, life has a few surprises. We've got the Six of Wands. We have the Magician. Okay, so you have the capability to manifest this month of October. Ace of Swords, victory, success, that breakthrough. It's a very powerful card that's presenting itself here. We have the Ten of Wands, so try to not take on too much during the month of October. Make time for yourself as well. And if part of these heavy burdens that might be coming through has something to do maybe with prior experiences, try to detach from that and not focus too much on it so that you can manifest your ideal person here. So no one in mind? Okay. Look at that. You've got the Emperor showing up. So there's a divine masculine who might surface somewhere during the course of this month. Let's put it this way. You're going to have some choices, and it depends on how you connect with these individuals. You might find that some of those connections don't quite do it for you, but there might be one that stands out that you might want to really explore where that could go. We've got the Lovers. You could also connect with Gemini. So this right here, we see the instant connection and soulful bond right there, and it's right next to the Lovers. So this one might actually be the one that's worth investing your time and energy into. You're going to be very attracted to this person. It could certainly be mutual. The conversation could flow. You guys could be very compatible. So that's really nice, that one. And then you're also possibly going to meet people where you know it's just not happening. Okay, those are the situations where you're going to know, okay, no, it's not going to go anywhere. You could also be very sociable in the month of October. You know, it could be something as simple as hanging out with friends and meeting new friends, making new connections. It's a very happy time. So October looks pretty good. Also be mindful of people who don't have the best of intentions. They could also be putting their best foot forward just to impress you, but that might not actually be the truth, you know? So just be careful with that. Look at this. You've also got the Ace of Cups. So there's the possibility of finding new love next month. And then we've got the High Priestess coming through. So I feel it's very important for you to just trust your judgment and interact with those that pique your interest. You'll know right off the bat if somebody is either just interested on a surface level connection or if they're really looking for love, you know. You've got the King of Pentacles coming through as well. This is somebody who's quite established, you know, wealth, abundance. They're looking for love. You might actually connect with a masculine Virgo here. They could love to hug. Okay, could be love at first sight. That's good. Yeah. You know, just tread ever so lightly when engaging with new people because you just don't know who's to be trusted or opening yourself up too quickly. Look at that. Divine counterparts. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, you might also have Earth in your chart, but regardless, this is coming through as two people who are very compatible. And remember, there's that soulful bond, the instant connection, heart to heart, soul to soul, eye to eye, on the same page. And now we're seeing these two divine counterpart cards. Okay, so you're going to meet your perfect match, perhaps. And it could be an instant attraction with this person when you meet them. Bottom of the deck, look at that, the sun. So I have a feeling October might actually be a really good month for you, and that will lead the way towards better months ahead. Because if you find that you make a real love connection during October, then that's going to continue as the months unfold, hopefully. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some time frames as well. Yes, we're focusing on October, but let's take a look and see as to when things could be more solidified as far as a partnership that has what it takes to go the distance, and when you're ultimately going to really know that you found a really good match. We've got the spring season. So maybe 2024 spring season, that's when you really know that this person is worth investing your time and energy into and that it actually has promise. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave that. Hopefully this gives you an idea as to who it is that's coming towards you and what it is that's coming towards you when it comes to your love life. It looks really promising. It looks good. All right, so I'm wishing you good luck with that and enjoy yourself, because I have a feeling you're going to meet people that will really pique your interest. Okay, that was a good reading. Thank you so much. All righty. So Coya, you're up next. Okay. All right, thank you for waiting. So I've got you, and then Michael, you're our last reading. All right. Oh, and Shenise did, oh, I see that. Okay, Shenise did another. Sorry, I missed that. All righty. So since the last reading, I've been taking baby steps with my son's father. I can really use the honest truth for his current energy towards me. I want to run. Let's see, where...
Whatever that sign is.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry, I can't read my daughter's writing. All right. Did you write, I want to run?
She said, she's laughing.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, that confused me for a minute. Okay. So you guys are Gemini. Okay. This is their sign. Oh, you're both Geminis. Okay. All right, Coya. Let's get into it. Okay. Let's take a look and see what's going on for your person here. So baby steps. Okay. So you're not sure if you can trust it. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on Coya and her person of interest, Gemini energy. All right, here we go. We have contemplate. I feel as much thinking as you're doing about the connection, Coya, he's thinking about it also. Look at this. We have indecision. And then we have boredom. So if he's bored, then that could be an issue. If he's undecided, that's an issue as well. Okay. I'm guided to pull from a different deck. Hold on. Let's see what else is happening here. Because if he's showing you that he's fully invested in the relationship, then you would feel more comforted in his intentions and not have to worry about trusting him. This is interesting. We have faith, letting go and letting God. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on this connection for Coya and her son's father, Gemini energy. Well, here's the family dynamic. It's coming through right there. And then we have lone wolf. So what I'm picking up from him is that there's a part of him that's not sure if he wants to be in a relationship. He's there for the family, perhaps. But I feel there's also times when he just wants to be single, maybe, or be on his own. Let's take a look. Let me grab from another deck here. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Coya and her person of interest, Gemini energy. What do we need to know here? We have confessions, unexpected message, unveiling justification. So we see here he's doing a lot of thinking. He's undecided what it is that he wants. He'll eventually tell you, because the energy that I'm picking up from him is he's not going to stick around if he really is not interested in investing his time in the relationship. So you guys are co-parenting. Let's see. Well, what's coming through here is he's probably wanting to remain single, you know, since you did confirm you guys haven't reconciled. He's doing a lot of thinking, though. I feel there's some things that he wants to get off his chest, but he's just not taking it upon himself to maybe express that right now. We do see the distance, the space between the two of you, and then here's your divine feminine energy. Okay, so let's